Hello and welcome to City of Achievement. Our guests today are from the Child Care Resource Center, and Juliet Mothershed, who is Media Affairs Coordinator, and we've got Bill Swindle, who's Community Development Coordinator for the organization. So, Juliet, tell me a little bit about the Child Resource Center and how it got started and why, and just a little bit of a background.
Sure. Well, one of the things that makes CCRC so unique really is our history and how we started. CCRC was founded by a group of women that just wanted to get together and share information about quality childcare providers in the San Fernando Valley. Now, over the past 30 years, this has expanded through grants and funding and more volunteers and technology. We now serve all of northern Los Angeles County, the San Fernando, Santa Clarita, and Antelope Valleys, but we're still essentially doing the same thing that our founders wanted to do, was make sure that we have quality support and information for families so that they can find the best local childcare providers that really meet their families' needs.
So, sort of walk me through the process. I just moved into San Fernando Valley. I may be a single mother or even a father. And I've got some young children, and I need to go to work, so I need to place them someplace that they will be cared for properly by a licensed, obviously, organization. What's the process? How do I find you? What do I need to do? Walk me through that process.
Right. Well, Jim, that is the story for many of the families that come and talk to us. You can find CCRC on an internet search for local childcare information. We're even in the phone book. Local elected officials, we're in their Rolodex. It's really easy to find us. We're out in your community, we're in public libraries, we're out and about, really out where parents and children are. Now, once you get in touch with us, you can either access our resource and referral database of licensed childcare providers by our website, ccrcla.org, or you can simply give us a call and talk person to person with a child development specialist that will ask a few simple questions about what your childcare needs are, what area you're looking for childcare in, either close to your home, or would you prefer childcare closer to your place of work or where you're going to school. Whatever what would be easiest in being able to maintain that care, as well as say, are you looking for a bilingual childcare provider? Does your child have special needs that are considerations? Do you need a childcare provider to be able to take them to school or pick them up from school? So we ask all those important questions, and we go through it with the parent to make sure that we know exactly what their family's needs are. And then we enter all that information into our database, and we come up with a random list of state licensed childcare providers, and we provide that information free of charge to any parent, any family that calls us or contacts us. And then from there, we can work with the parent on how they would go about choosing a quality childcare provider, giving them some interview tips, things to look for, information like that.
Now, when you say child care provider, what are we talking about? Are we talking about an individual? Are we talking about a place where other kids are? What does that really mean?
Right. Well, when they're looking for a child care provider, those are the questions we ask. Do you want a family child care home, which would be someone taking care of a group of children inside a home environment? Or would you prefer a child care center, such as, more of a classroom setting, like a preschool or an after-school program, things like that. So really it just depends on the parent's preference, and we always make sure that the parents know that they have, absolute control and absolute total choice in what they believe is best for their child.
Are there different criteria for different ages? I mean, suppose the child is not at an age yet to be in a sort of a school environment. So you're talking more about a family environment in that case, probably.
Right. Again, that's a decision we talk to the parents about, whether they feel, would their child be ready at this time and age and stage to interact with other kids in a classroom setting, or would it be better for their development to have more of a comfortable home-like setting with a child care provider? So really, we just help the families determine which would best fit their child.
At what age does that service stop? I mean, you can't say, I've got an 18-year-old and I want to put them into
Right.
preschool or something.
Absolutely.
At what age do you sort of say, well, that's either too young or too old?
Right. Well, typically it's 0 through school age, which is 12 or 13 years old.
Okay, now what about the psychology of it? It's difficult sometimes for parents to let a child go after, especially after it's born and you've been with her for about 2 years, let's say, or 3 years,
Right.
and that separation must be psychologically very, very difficult. How do you deal with that?
Sure. And in some cases it can be traumatic, but I think that's why it is so essential for parents to develop good communication and a good relationship with a child care provider, and to feel 100% totally secure with who they're leaving their child with. It really makes a difference whether they can break away and leave and fully function in work or school and not have to have that constant worry. So we work with educating parents about how to make those transitions comfortably and how to make it comfortable for their child to make that transition as well. Just as, we want to give as much information as possible about the resources that are out there that they can use in home and talking to their child care provider to make sure it is a comfortable transition.
Now, do you have psychologists on staff who sort of deal with the psychological, not problems, but issues that a parent is faced with sometimes, or is that sort of outsourced, or how do you?
We have child development specialists,
Okay.
which are truly experts in their field. They are available during business hours for technical assistance for parents and families, so they can be reached over the phone or even via the internet. You can send them an email, and you can ask questions such as that. What do I do when this happens? Or what would be the best way to handle this? Because they are child development specialists, they really are the experts in knowing some key ways to work with a child and to teach a child and to understand mentally and developmentally where that child is, and really what helps that child move into a new phase of their life, such as moving into a new different sort of care environment. Now, along with information like that, those same experts are available all the time to help with parenting questions, such as you can give our experts a call and ask, my child is biting, what do I do? Well, we have experts that really can help give those parents information. Well, here are some things you can do. We can help. So even with simple parenting questions, discipline questions, we're there to help with that too. And we have experts to do it.